Welcome to this deep dive. It's designed just for you, our learner. We know you're interested in gaining knowledge quickly, so today we are going to dive straight into the practical language of business. This deep dive comes from the Native Ear channel. Our goal today, our mission, is to take a sales meeting scenario and really extract the most useful English vocabulary, the kind of phrases native speakers truly use every day. And by the end of this, you'll know a few things. First, key vocabulary to talk about sales and marketing. Second, 3 essential business phrases that you hear in competitive situations. Third, 3 ways to sound more, natural and fluent when you're speaking English. And finally, how to talk about different management styles in the workplace. So, do you want to sound more professional, more confident in your next business discussion? If so, be sure to like this deep dive, subscribe to the Native Ear channel, and share this with your family and friends so they don't miss out. I'm joined today by an instructor and expert who's going to help us analyze all of this material.
It's a real pleasure to be here. I think this material is fantastic because it's not just about the vocabulary of business. It's about the stress of business.
The stress, yes.
You can really see how professional language changes when there's urgency or, conflict involved.
That urgency is the perfect place to start. So, the scene is a sales meeting. The manager is demanding what he calls concrete solutions to address poor sales.
Right, and concrete solutions is a great phrase to begin with.
What does that really signal to the team?
When you hear concrete solutions, think of something real, something specific and actionable. It means the manager doesn't want theories, he doesn't want promises.
He wants a plan.
Exactly. He wants a tangible plan that can be put into practice immediately. It tells you the situation is pretty urgent.
And this urgency is all centered around one thing: sales. Before we even get into the dialogue, there are 2 vocabulary terms we absolutely need to define. First one is a pillar of business: drive sales.
Drive sales means to increase sales, to sell more. But it's an active phrase. It suggests vigorous effort.
So it's not just, let's hope sales go up.
Not at all. If you're asked to drive sales, you are being told that selling more is your #1 priority. You'll hear this in boardrooms, in team meetings, everywhere.
So the manager kicks things off by asking, how do you plan to drive sales? Which, sets a pretty intense tone.
It does. And the first suggestion from an employee introduces our second keyword: promotion.
Okay, this is an important one to clarify.
It is, because it has 2 very common meanings. We're not talking about a job promotion, getting a better job.
Right.
Here we mean a sales promotion. It's a marketing strategy used to attract customers.
So like a 2-for-1 offer.
That's a perfect example. Buy one, get one free, or maybe reducing the price for a short time. Say something is usually $5, but this week it's $4. That's a promotion.
Okay, perfect. So the stage is set. The manager needs concrete solutions to drive sales. And the first idea involves a promotion. This leads us right into our first big topic: the language of competition.
And this is where it gets really interesting. The language shifts very quickly from planning to, I'd say, aggressive positioning.
Let's look at the first key phrase, which is actually suggested by an employee. He says they should match the competitors.
Match the competitors. It means to be as good as, or maybe even better than, other companies in your industry.
And it's usually about price, right?
Very often, yes. It's a promise to meet or beat the price that another company is offering, which for a business can be a really risky strategy. It often means you're lowering your own profits.
We see it all the time, though. The source material gives a great example. We guarantee that we can match the competitor's lowest price.
Right, or you might hear the opposite side of that argument. It's impossible for us to match the competitors. Our costs are just too high. It's a phrase that's all about strategic positioning.
Which brings us to our second key phrase. The same employee justifies his idea by saying their company is the most expensive in the market.
Such a simple phrase, but so useful. In the market just means in the industry. It means you're comparing your product to all other similar products in the world.
It's efficient.
Very. Instead of saying our product is the best when you compare it to every other similar product available globally, you just say
our product is the best in the market.
Exactly. It sounds natural, it's quick, and it covers the entire competitive landscape in just 3 words.
Okay, and now for the third phrase. This one is, it's pretty aggressive. The manager uses it to shoot down the idea of lowering prices. He just says, it will never fly.
That is a very powerful, very final phrase. When someone says an idea will never fly, it means it will not work, or, more importantly, it will not be approved.
It's a rejection.
A complete rejection. And when a manager uses it, They're not inviting you to debate them, they are ending the discussion. Right there.
And it's so versatile. You could use it for a huge marketing plan. This plan will never fly. It's just too expensive.
Or for something silly, what, you want to sell bikinis in Alaska? That will never fly. When you hear that phrase, you know the idea is dead.
That's a great breakdown of that high-stakes language. And speaking of high pressure, that kind of environment can actually change the way we speak. We might say things that are correct, but they just don't sound natural.
That's absolutely right, which is a perfect transition into our fluency builders. We're going to look at replacing some common, perfectly correct phrases with alternatives that just make you sound more like a native speaker.
Love it. Let's start with fluency tip number 1, saying someone is arriving soon. A learner might say, the CEO will arrive soon, which is fine, but what's a better way?
A smoother, more common way that we actually heard in the dialogue is the phrase, be here any minute.
So instead of, the CEO will arrive soon,
You'd say the CEO will be here any minute.
it feels more immediate.
It does. It's faster, it's more conversational, and it shows you're expecting them like right now. Makes you sound like you're in the loop, part of the daily office rhythm.
Okay, fluency tip number 2. This is about how you say you're thinking about something. A learner might say, we are thinking about a new strategy.
Which is correct, but the word thinking can sometimes sound a little bit weak or uncertain. If you want to sound more formal, more professional, you can use a single verb, to consider.
And the manager in the dialogue actually uses this. After he shoots down an idea, he later steals it and says, it sounds like something we should consider.
Exactly. Using to consider suggests you're giving the idea serious professional thought. It sounds smarter and more decisive than just thinking about it.
It really does. All right, fluency tip number 3, how to praise an idea. Many learners will say, that is a great idea.
And that's a good phrase. But if you want to give it more power, more enthusiasm, I'd recommend upgrading that adjective. Use. Brilliant idea.
That is a brilliant idea. It just has more impact.
It does. Now, some people might say it's a little more common in British English, but honestly, it's understood everywhere. It's a way to show you think an idea isn't just good, it's really good.
So great is good, but brilliant is outstanding.
Outstanding, smart, innovative. It's a fantastic tool to have when you want to give really strong positive feedback.
Now that we've broken down all this language, let's put it back into the bigger picture. This whole sales meeting is a powerful lesson in something else. Management style.
Oh, absolutely. The source material is very clear about this. Clark, the manager, he sounds like a truly terrible person to work for.
We see it in his language. He immediately shuts down the first ideas. It will never fly. Bad idea. He just cuts his employees off.
He completely stops any kind of creative flow. And then the CEO walks in, Mr. Swan.
And suddenly Clark's whole attitude changes.
100%. He takes Natalie's idea, the 2-for-1 promotion he just called a bad idea, and presents it as if it were his own. He even calls it a brilliant idea.
It's such a toxic dynamic. I mean, if you're a manager, isn't your main job to make your team feel safe enough to share their best ideas?
It's the most important part of the job. You're there to motivate and encourage people. This manager does the exact opposite. He uses his language to intimidate people and then steal their work. It just kills motivation.
The source material actually gives a great counterexample, a story about a really good general manager.
Yes, and his style was completely different. He knew every single employee's first name. He would actually stop and ask them how things were going.
He used supportive language.
Always. And the result was incredible. It created this really positive feeling about the company. People wanted to work harder. They wanted to do their best for him and for the company.
And that extra effort, that loyalty, it all comes back to the language of respect.
It really does. And whether you're a manager or an employee, understanding this dynamic is just crucial for success. The words you choose have a direct impact on the results you get.
That was a fantastic dive into the meeting itself. Before we wrap up, we have just a few more essential terms from the source that will really complete your business vocabulary.
Let's do a quick review. These are all useful concepts for any sales and marketing discussion.
First up, competitive.
Competitive just means being as good as or better than others of the same type. For a business to survive, it has to stay competitive.
Next, sales strategy.
A sales strategy is just the plan. It's the detailed set of plans for how a company is going to meet its sales goals.
What about the sales cycle?
The sales cycle is the whole journey a customer takes, from the moment they first think about buying something all the way to the final purchase. Understanding that cycle is key.
Okay, two more. Outsell.
To outsell is simple. It means you sell more than your competition. If you outsell them, you're winning.
And finally, a really important one for any business: customer loyalty.
Yes. Customer loyalty is when a customer keeps buying your brand over and over again. They don't switch to a competitor. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, the gold standard of business.
We have come to the end of our deep dive. We've gone through core vocabulary like drive sales and promotion. We've looked at powerful phrases like, "it will never fly."
And those great fluency tips, like using to consider or saying someone will be here any minute.
And we really analyzed that critical dynamic, how that manager's dismissive language poisoned the entire meeting.
Right, only to have him steal a brilliant idea moments later.
Which brings us to our final thought for you. Think about this. How does the language you choose, whether it's encouraging or critical, change the quality of the ideas you get from the people around you? Your words are your most powerful tool.
We really hope this has been a useful lesson for you. We'd love for you to log on to our website, engage with the Native Ear channel, and maybe share your own experiences with good or bad managers. And, try to use some of these great phrases we talked about.
And until next time, keep learning, and please keep sharing the Native Ear channel with others. We look forward to diving deeper